So, Mark, we're discussing now, we're in segment 3. And so, as a continuation of the topics we've been exploring in this series, what insights and concepts perhaps might you be introducing from your vast experience in our Executive Wellness Leadership Program, both in our information session that's coming up, but more importantly, in the program itself? And, so what can participants expect to learn and leverage from your many, many years of experience?
Well, there's going to be it's going to be jam-packed with methodologies and strategies and implementation tools to be able to increase the value of well-being in ways that perhaps many of the people have not thought about before.
Right.
And
if I may just interject,
yeah,
you've
sure.
done that in spades for me over the past year, so much so that I've really been bringing you into the fold in our programs as a co-facilitator, and very excited about that, I should say.
Yeah, well, I'm extremely excited about offering the experience and knowledge that I've accumulated over 4 decades of being in this space in various roles and various responsibilities, both internally and externally. So I have an inside out and an outside in view, which is helpful in being able to utilize the given tools that I'll be sharing that I've utilized in my work, but also help you leverage the tools you're already using in new and refreshed ways.
Right.
And that's key too, because this isn't about what people don't have as much as what they haven't chose to take advantage of yet.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that I know really clearly about the people in this field, and when I say in this field, all the things you've mentioned, HR partners, people in functions that are partners of ours, if you will, in helping people be and do their best and revitalize and re-engage as they need to take good care of themselves to be able, as we've talked about throughout the series, discretionary effort, discretionary effort, discretionary effort, which translates into the levels of excellence that companies achieve in business results and innovation because they have the hearts and the minds and the trust of the people who work for them.
Right.
And notice I have not mentioned well-being or health promotion or any specific program. It's the influence in which what we do at the programmatic level in offering influences the things I just talked about.
Right. And I know we've introduced this to our level 2 Master Ambassador program the other night, and they loved it. The quadruple bottle line and also the tandem bike. Now, I've referenced them in prior segments, and we're not going to get into it. We're going to actually speak a little bit more about it in the segment 5 interview. But just to throw that out as a teaser for the program, but also to tune into segment 5 and ideally come into our information session, because we're going to do an interactive case study that we did in our level 2 there this week. And
right, that was fun.
It was brilliant and so tactical, so strategic, and such an incredible tool. That quadruple bottom line, and we put it in the context of a digital detox to digital wellness case study, which was just so brilliant. So I'm really excited about doing that again in the information session, and then going really deep into it within the Executive Wellness Leadership Program itself. So, again, is there anything else you would like to add in terms of from your experience? And again, I've referenced it before. You've worked for many years you have global experience. You've worked across the globe in Asia and everywhere else. But
for sure. I mean, one of the themes that has been throughout the different pieces of this series that we've talked about is that concept of collaborative advantage and increasing collaboration from the standpoint of strategic advantage.
Right.
And strategic advantage for the company, but also for the stakeholders involved. So when you think about yourself, sometimes people in any given specialty area can feel isolated. And especially when it's in a cost center versus a profit center.
Right.
And what we want to be able to do strategically with the tools and the concepts and the how would I say, the case studies that will.
Yeah, and also the
that-
sharing and the community. That's one
Yeah.
of the biggest things about this program is I sometimes feel as much a student as a facilitator. I just learn so much from
No,
the community.
I learn
The
from this
synergy and
every day.
the community sharing of like-minded, thought leaders. And that's why we are very selective when we bring people in and, selective in a sense. We just want to make sure it's a good fit for you and your organization predominantly, right?
So, with that said, isn't something that we even talked about prior,
Mm,
but came to mind just as a result of our discussion here.
mm,
As a wellness leader or an HR person in a specific function or specialty area that
mm,
you should be interested in this from the collaborative advantage point of view,
mm,
or an external person like an executive coach or a leadership development facilitator, or a person who helps organizations design their wellness experience.
mm.
Think about bringing somebody with you,
Right.
a
Yeah.
partner that you have already developed a level of trust with, that you could have some thinking time in this program together,
Yeah.
because that's going to be magic.
Yes.
And when you think about you yourself and a partner coming in with 18 other people
Mm,
who share the desire to increase the capacity of their enabled ability to make a difference
mhm.
on those quadruple bottom lines we talked about, and to increase collaborative advantage, we're going to demonstrate that together in this program.
Well,
You'll have
yeah.
experienced it.
Yeah. I love it. I love
Some
it.
of the things we're going to do in the program is to play around with the dance together, if you
Yeah.
will.
And we're bringing in addition to yourself, I should mention, we're bringing in three of our graduates and one of whom is an award-winning,
Right.
two of which actually work as global workplace wellness managers, and another one is doing some incredible work here in Ontario, Canada, at a hospital as a workplace wellness leader. So the depth of experience, I mean, this program, it's always been a stellar program. It's just going to be taken to a whole nother level now with the team that we've formed to help facilitate it. So,
Right. And when you think about, the banner that sits above this, and it's right behind you in the
right.
screen, executive wellness leadership. This isn't executive wellness leadership from the standpoint of a position you hold.
Right.
It's really, think about it more as a strategic view
Right.
of creating a plan and an execution strategy and a collaborative advantage intention.
Well, I thank you for bringing that up because I often, anecdotally refer to this program as like an executive MBA. So, and that's where the word executive came from, because it
Yeah.
really is hopefully the suggestion of the word executive, it's taking us to that executive level that you're thinking, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm just underlying the fact that there's different meanings
Yes.
behind words all the time.
Right.
And the way I think about this, when you mentioned MBA,
Yeah.
that's an interesting context in its own right. A
Mm,
master's in business strategy, which is exactly what is the skill set that needs to happen as you progress in your career. Because if you're going to influence
excuse me.
in the given organizations you're in, whether you're internally or externally,
Mm,
the multiple bottom lines, that quadruple bottom line that we're going to be talking about, is going to give you the language
mhm.
and the strategic ability to translate the value of given programs within the wellness space.
Yeah.
That's going to take on a whole new level of meaning and
Yeah.
more importance and value to your
And
organization.
I really would like to see through this, and I know it will happen and it's already happening, people coming out of our program really being well poised and positioned for those advanced roles, maybe as a CHRO or a director of HR or
Sure.
a director of workplace, maybe even a chief well-being officer, whatever the case may be, right? Because you will have not only the skill sets, but you're going to have the chutzpah, you're going to have the tools to drive, and you're going to have the knowledge of how to really take workplace wellness to a whole other level.
And be open to start thinking about this, not so much from the standpoint of wellness and well-being continuing to have that moniker as you move forward. You're in the people development business and enhancing performance through well-being. So it might be a translation into leadership development
Right.
or management training or team development. But what you're going to bring with you is the architecture for making wellness and well-being a cornerstone in developing a manager, developing a team.
Yeah, it's a really
developing-
interesting point because you're right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mhm.
for those who maybe want to expand into other areas in the organization in the people area, like consulting or
Right.
leadership development or setting up a coaching department, internal coaching department,
Yeah.
there's so many doors that could be opened through your, participation in this
Right.
knowledge from this program. Yeah.
And the beauty of this is that we have a canvas to work on now that wasn't available years ago.
Mm,
The plethora of opportunities that awaits you
yeah.
as a person who's contributing at the level that you are, as your career advances and as you create aspiration and intention to develop yourself, it's important to think about this in the context of a strategic way about thinking about organizational development, people development, team, leader.
And
Those
also,
four levels.
and also a strategic way of thinking about your own role and your own
Right.
career trajectory.
No, that's exactly right.
I've been, again, in the Silicon Valley type of organizations you've been largely involved in over the years, especially in the past 10, 15, 20 years, you've really had a real role in helping to train and elevate high potential.
Yeah, and that was global as well.
Yeah.
And it was hybrid before hybrid became what it is.
Yeah.
I was doing what we're doing today right here.
Yeah.
25 years ago because
yeah.
I
Actually, so was I. So was I.
right?
Yeah.
So this is not new to me by any means.
But what I'm trying to say is you have such a rich background of experience and knowledge and practical application, not only in the workplace wellness space, but from a very strategic, leadership. You were talking to me about some of the initiatives you did years ago, and you're just so brilliant with your ideas. I mean, one you work with an organization, you called it the U Inc., right?
Right.
And or the fit to manage. You always had a business element and a bent to your thematics.
I always tried to play on the words that represented
because
us, what we do, and at the same time have relevance to the value and importance of the people I was serving.
Right. The leadership got it, right?
Right.
You weren't,
So this is what you're going to learn in sort of collaboration with us and other participants, ways in which that you can experiment with influencing those kinds of opportunities.
So thanks for tuning in to this segment of our 5-part interview series. And to learn more about our Executive Wellness Leadership Program commencing on February 26th and how you might become shortlisted and a candidate for the program, certainly visit our program page at workplacewellnesscoe.com and sign up for our program interest list to receive an invite to a consult in the coming weeks. So we look forward to meeting with you and hopefully maybe working with you in the program with Mark and myself and our mentors and many others. And until perhaps we meet again, stay healthy and well, and be watching for the follow-up segment to our series in the
come join us. It's going to be fun.
Alrighty. Take care, everyone. Bye.